So now we know, as if there was any doubt in it at all, that Labor is prepared to break election promises on taxation. We also know, of course, that Labor relies on the Greens. It's in a virtual coalition with the Greens to get its agenda through the Parliament and, in fact, to get most of its MPs elected. And we know the Greens have a long list of taxation ideas. So we ought to be very worried indeed when the Greens start agitating for changes to negative gearing and capital gains tax, as they did today.
If Labor wants to deal with housing affordability, then it's time to phase out the billions of dollars in tax concessions property investors get every year in the form of negative gearing and capital gains tax concessions.
OK, so that bloke took Kevin Rudd's old seat of Griffith in Brisbane at the last election. In other words, he's a newbie Green, another hyphenated one, by the way. And have a listen to how he rips into the Labor Prime Minister over this negative gearing attack.
We could be investing that money in building public housing. Instead, it is going to property investors like the Prime Minister with his 3 investment properties. A lot of renters are going to start asking the question, why do we have a Labor government with a property investor as a Prime Minister who is fighting to protect negative gearing and capital gains tax concessions in the middle of the worst housing crisis we've seen in generations?
Pretty personal and pointed political line, that one, wasn't it? But it's also just a little bit hypocritical for the Greens. Let's have a look at the register of politicians' interests and see how the Greens stack up when it comes to property investment. The Greens member for Ryan, Elizabeth Watson-Brown, what is it with the Greens and hyphenated names? Anyway, Watson-Brown has 1 investment property plus a holiday flat. Very nice. Greens Senator Penny Allman-Payne, there we go again. She has 1 investment property, just the one for Penny. Tasmanian Senator Nick McKim not only has 2 investment properties, but he's got a shack as well. Nice work, Nick. And Senator Janet Rice has a holiday home. No investment property, just an extra home for holidays. Lovely. Then there's Senator Mehreen Faruqi from New South Wales. She has 2 investment properties plus a block of land in Pakistan. You'll remember last year we reported how Faruqi applied to clear 20 large trees at her Port Macquarie investment property to make way for the construction of 3 units. Quite the property developer there, and a Greens senator to boot. But it begs the question, doesn't it, about where Senator Chandler-Mather gets off having a go at the Prime Minister over investment properties. The Greens have got more investment properties than they do hyphenated names. They really are hypocrites, aren't they? Railing against capitalism while they profit from it in a way that many voters could only dream about.